So today we're starting on the properties of logarithms. We need to know the properties because when we go to solve equations, which is coming up, this helps us. Okay, so remember we said, guys, logs and exponents are related. They're inverses of each other. So they're very similar in a lot of ways. Now, do you remember on exponent rules, if you multiply same base, what do you do with exponents? You add. And if you divide same base, you subtract, right? So log rules will look familiar to you. If I multiply, I'm looking at this one here, if I multiply, I can rewrite that as addition. So the log of m times n is going to be rewritten as the log of m plus the log of n. So it's using those same rules just in reverse. So if I divide m divided by n, that's the same as log of m subtract log of n. So that shouldn't be a shock to us there. All right. The one new one, though, that looks a little different is the power property. The power property, if you have something to an exponent, the exponent can bump down. So exponent can bump down in front of the log. So it would be like this. Exponent comes down in front, and it's not an exponent anymore, notice. It's just regular number, regular whatever times that. So exponents can be fixed that way. So that is different than exponents. So we'll just watch for that. All right. So these are our three rules, really. So what we're doing today is we're going to be expanding and condensing. Expanding, of course, you know, stretching it out, writing it in long form. Condensing is squishing it down, putting it back in short form. Why we would do it? Because it helps us to solve later. Okay? All right, so we will start out with expanding. So they're going to give you a log problem, and we're going to break it down piece by piece and stretch it out. Okay? So here's our problem. First thing we need to do is every time we put down a new term, you need to have log base 3 in front of it. On an expansion, you're going to log everything. So every time you put a new term down, put a log in front of it. All right, so now let's start up top here. Notice what we got. We got 7 times x squared. All right, how did we say we could rewrite times? Plus. So we've got log of 7 plus, because that times there becomes plus. Now, we got to fix this x squared. Remember how we said exponents look? The exponent plops down in front, so that would read 2 log. Now take a look at that, make sure. X squared becomes 2 log x. The x bumps down in front, per that third property. And then now let's move to the bottom. Divided by y becomes minus log y, just log everything, minus log y. So that is the expanded version of this. Log everything, times becomes plus, divide becomes minus, exponents bump down. Done. There's really nothing to solve, we're just rewriting. Okay? We'll do another one. Alright, so we're going to expand again. Okay. What's my understood base here? 10. Very good. When they don't show it, there's a 10. I don't have to show it. I'm just making sure you remember. This is understood base 10. But when I expand it, I'm just going to log. Alright, so let's start at the top. I've got log 7 plus 3 log y. Is that, where's that noise? Fabian? Stop that. Be with me. Yeah, we can hear it. All right, minus but be with me because I'm not explaining this to you again later. All right, minus, we're going down here. Here we are. Log 4. Now, be careful. That's 4 times x squared. So those are each different pieces. So, all right. Now I'm going to plus. I understand why you said it, but let me say this. Anything on bottom has minus in front of it. If it's on bottom, it's a minus to show that it's divided by. So minus what? 2 log x. Okay. Now let me make sure this makes sense. Started at the top. 7 times became plus. Exponent on that y cubed bumped down and became 3 log y. Then we moved down, is division. So we said minus log 4. That times between here became minus because it's still on bottom. Everything on bottom's got a minus on it. And then the 2 log x. That's expanded of that. It's different. I know. It takes a little bit on this. It's easy. Times is plus, divide is minus. That's easy. But when you go doing it, it's almost like doing this. You got to really, really pay attention. Okay. Yeah, I know. I can't do that. So I fail at that. So now let's do a couple. We're going the opposite direction. So we're going to start out with the stretched out expanded form. And we're going to condense it down going in reverse. Okay? I used to have these workbooks that we took notes out of, and this came straight out of it. That's why I had the blanks. I left it here just for us to break it down piece by piece. Okay, so here's my problem. Now, when we condense it, where it was add, now it's going to become times. Where it was minus, it's going to become that. We're just doing reverse, okay? All right, let's start with this little piece right here. That's the piece they've left blank. If we're going in reverse, what would that be? Yes, good. Log 3 to the third. Because this 3 bumps back up if we're going to reverse. So log 3 to the third. Okay. Now, it appears that now we're combining all of this to go here. Okay. So now we're going to rewrite this piece. So this would be 2 times that. 2 times 3 cubed. Wait, I don't even know why I wrote it high like that. I was up in the air. 2 times 3 cubed. There. We could go ahead and calculate that. What's 2 times 3 cubed? No. 27 times. Thank you. So this is the same as, this is 54 right here. Okay. So then, let's call it 54 now. All right. So then last step, we're going to rewrite log 54 minus log 9. That becomes 54 divided by 9, which is, somebody said, 6. Log 6. Log didn't go anywhere. So log just kind of follows. I'll tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. Most people don't like or they don't like, condensing. Most people like expanding better. The condensing, because it's kind of backwards. But you just watch what you're doing. Okay. So now let's condense one more. All right. Now, it doesn't matter if it's log or if it's ln. This is natural log. Doesn't matter. You're still doing the same thing. Only difference here, I'm going to say ln. And by the way, notice, when I end up in my answer, I say log one time versus expanded is log, 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 log. It condensed is log answer. That's it. Okay? So ln, now let's look. What's happening here? 3 times x to the, all right, the 2 bumps up. So that's 3 times x squared. This. over. Very good. You're good at this. And you stop that, and I'm just gonna say, when we get back from lunch, we'll